Hello, and welcome to Prentice's Echoes. Self-doubt is not a lack of ability, it is a lack of evidence. It's that nagging voice that asks, what if I fail? What if I'm not ready? What if I'm not good enough? Most people try to overcome self-doubt by seeking certainty, by gathering more information, getting more qualifications, or waiting for a feeling of readiness. But here is the secret: certainty is a myth. It does not exist in the real world. The moment you wait for 100% certainty, you have guaranteed 100% inaction. Today, I'm giving you the single, most powerful mindset shift that ends self-doubt by changing the question you ask yourself. I will break down the 3 steps to move from crippling fear to unstoppable confidence. It's time to trade thinking for doing. Step 1, the switch from "am I ready?" to "how will I learn?" The problem, the readiness trap. Self-doubt thrives when you treat a goal as a single, massive, pass/fail test. You wait until you feel ready for the final exam before you even open the book. This is the readiness trap. It keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. The action, the mindset of the student. The crucial shift is to recognize that life is not an exam, it's a curriculum. Every action you take is a learning opportunity, not a pass/fail judgment. Concrete action. Reframe the goal. When self-doubt hits, stop asking, "Am I qualified to do this?" Ask the learning question. Replace it with, "What is the first, smallest piece of evidence I need to gather to learn how to do this better?" This shift instantly lowers the stakes. You are no longer risking failure, you are merely gathering data. By adopting the mindset of a perpetual student, you give yourself permission to be imperfect and to start immediately. Step 2, the minimum viable action. The problem, the overcommitment to perfection. Self-doubt is often overcome not by a single heroic leap, but by a series of tiny, almost boring steps. Your critic wants you to attempt something impossible so it can say, "See? I told you so." The way to defeat the critic is to make your first step ridiculously small. The action, the evidence bank. The secret to ending self-doubt is this: confidence is the memory of past success. You must build a strong evidence bank of small wins. Concrete action. Define the MVA. Identify the minimum viable action, MVA, for your current project. This is the smallest step that guarantees a win. For example, not write a book, but write 1 paragraph. Not launch a business, but send 1 introductory email. Log the win. Once you complete the MVA, consciously log the win. Say out loud, "I did the thing." This is evidence that I am a person who starts. Every single MVA generates a small deposit in your evidence bank. When self-doubt threatens, you don't argue with it, you simply say, "The evidence proves otherwise. I have done the thing before, and I can do the next small thing now." Step 3, detaching from the outcome. The problem, tying your self-worth to the result. The greatest source of self-doubt is the fear that a negative outcome, a rejection, a failure, will reflect poorly on your core worth as a person. You fear the result because you believe it will define you. The action, the process goal. You must deliberately separate your identity from the outcome of your work. The goal is to make the process the win. Concrete action. Define your process goal. Set a goal that is entirely within your control. Instead of, outcome goal, "I will get 10 new clients." External, subject to market forces. Set the process goal, "I will make 10 high-quality calls this week, regardless of the results." Internal, based on effort. Celebrate the process. At the end of the week, don't ask, "Did I get the clients?" Ask, "Did I execute my process with integrity?" When your confidence is tied to your commitment to the process, you are literally failure-proof. The outcome is just data for your learning. Your self-worth remains intact because you executed your plan perfectly. Self-doubt is not a permanent state, it is a temporary mental habit. You end it by changing the fundamental rules of your internal game. Shift the question, stop asking "Am I ready?" and ask "How will I learn?" Build the bank, use the minimum viable action to gather concrete evidence of your competence. Process goal, detach your self-worth from the result and celebrate the integrity of your effort. The only way out of self-doubt is through action. Start small, start now, and prove your potential to yourself. If this mindset shift resonates with you, please like this video. Share it with anyone who is waiting for the feeling of ready. Subscribe to Prentice's Echoes for continuous growth strategies. Tell me in the comments, what is the minimum viable action you will take today to defeat self-doubt? See you soon.